Hey, Prime members! Have you heard? You can listen to your favorite podcasts ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free-podcast. That's amazon.com/ad-free-podcast to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
This episode is brought to you by Huggies Little Movers. Huggies knows that babies come in all shapes and sizes, and their tushies do too. Huggies has more curves and outstanding active fit. Parents know that there's nothing worse than an ill-fitting diaper, especially for active wiggly babies. Huggies Little Movers are curved to fit all curves, so babies feel comfy no matter how much they're moving around. And we all know they're moving around a lot. They also offer 12-hour protection against leaks, which is a game changer. Get your baby's butt into the best fitting diaper. Huggies Little Movers. We got you, baby.
Since 2013, Bombas has donated over 100 million socks, underwear, and T-shirts to those facing homelessness. If we counted those on air, this ad would last over 1,157 days. But if we counted the time it takes to make a donation possible, it would take just a few clicks. Because every time you make a purchase, Bombas donates an item to someone who needs it.
Go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code Wondery for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/Wondery, code Wondery.
You know, we haven't led with this in a while, but we are this week. We are speaking about the Met Gala, so we're going to lead with someone who was definitely not invited this year.
And why can't she be
Lead
there?
it off, Chris. Just do your thing.
Britney Watch.
Oh, baby, baby. Hi, y'all. All right, let's talk about this bitch's fat ankle. What is going on?
So mad at you.
Something happened at the Chateau Marmont. She's got a swollen ankle. Can you enlighten?
I think she's trying to say that that's not her. So basically, Britney Spears there's photos of Britney Spears walking out of the Chateau Marmont, like draped in a
sheet.
Like a sheet,
duvet cover,
right? Yeah, like a comforter. And like, she's like, that's not me. That's a body double. And I think she's trying to put like that video of her ankle on Instagram to be like, look, I was like home injured. My ankle was injured. Like, she's trying to say that that's not her at the Chateau Marmont. And like, how could she be there? Because look at her swollen ankle from like doing a leap in her living room and twisting her ankle.
Don't bring Dua Lipa into this, Christopher. So we have all seen her walking out of this hotel draped in some sort of curtain or tent. And you're saying that she is saying that is not her.
It's not her. Correct.
Got it. Who is it? Zila Maria River Red? Is that who it is?
Yeah. Yes. And so she's putting up that ankle video. And she's saying that her mom called the paramedics to come to her house.
Right.
And she's trying to liken that as like when they put the 5150 on her.
Right. Listeners, this is like, as confusing as it sounds, by the way.
Yeah, no, but she's trying to say like, that's not real. And like what really happened is that the paramedics came to my home. Right. And my mom called them to try to like get me under conservatorship.
Her mom, who at the time was literally 1,500 miles away. Her mom got on a plane and flew into Los Angeles after this nonsense happened. So as usual with the Spears dynasty, and as far as dynasties, they are a duck dynasty.
See?
The Spears dynasty, we will never actually get the truth until someone loses a leg or is in jail.
Even then. Guys, the prayer chain needs, please help.
Yeah.
Please help.
Even I think your prayer chain needs to be reactivated.
We really need it, guys.
We're days away from another head shave. I'm telling you, this is not, we're going in one direction with her right now.
No, it's bad. Guys, it's bad. Like, and it's not great. I know. And we need your prayers.
She's out of control. It's almost like bad. She should be put into a conservatorship.
Stop it.
Well, should I? All right, I will.
No.
Moving right on. Who is this new boyfriend of hers? Apparently he has 9 children.
That was the guy that was like her like The guy that changed the sheets on her bed or something, like her maid, basically.
The sheets that she wore out of the Chateau Marmont. He was like right next to her, right? When they walked out of that hotel.
Allegedly her housekeeper that she was dating.
Oh my God. This is just...
I know, it's really bad. You thought it would be funny to lead off this way, but it's just sad and dark.
I'm laughing still. I think she's ridiculous. I mean, that ankle's definitely hers. And if she didn't twist it, she's got edema and she needs a different kind of doctor. There's something wrong with that foot for sure.
Okay, I'm putting on my tinfoil hat. I think she took that video off of remember when she broke it and she had the video of her breaking it? I think that's what that is.
I think maybe she needs to stop dancing around in her foyer in her underwear and maybe she won't twist her ankle. That's probably how it happened. The dog that she's constantly kicking out of those videos probably attacked her and knocked her over.
You're asking for way too much. How dare, like, what's she supposed to do all day then if she's not doing that?
I'd make music, write another book.
No.
Get laid.
Dominic.
I don't know. Do something.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
All right.
Anyway, moving right along
from crime to crime. Dan Schneider, the man who single-handedly ruined Nickelodeon, is now suing the makers of Quiet on the Set. Even though he gave an impassioned 20-minute YouTube interview after the documentary aired, where he just sort of made excuses for everything, now he's had enough and he's going after them. I guess this should be expected. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be fixing Nickelodeon / Dan Schneider, and it remains to be seen whether or not we determine one or both of those entities to be unfixable. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Why sue them? It's not like they made all this money from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, what's the sue? The suing to me is like, you want to be an asshole about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I don't think he was aware of like how ruined he was when people said you're ruined. And I just think in the week since the doc has aired, he's probably like, oh, wow, I can't even get Seamless to deliver to my house now. I should probably do something.
Yeah, like I don't get what that does unless, some disgusting lawyer was like, came out of the fucking sludge pit to be like, I'll do this for free.
I'm sure there was more than one.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm sure that's what it was. Because like, what are they going to do? Give him money? Like, that's not...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Issue an apology? Like, of course they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So like, what's the point? And why belabor this? Because now more people are going to come out of the woodwork to like be like, oh no, you are a piece of trash,
Oh, it's going to get worse for sure.
Yeah.
Because eventually, Amanda Bynes is going to snap out of whatever she's fucking going through. And that is going to be like Joan Collins showing up at Blake Carrington's trial at the end of season 1 of Dynasty, which aired before almost any of the people listening were born. Google it. It was fierce. But yeah, she's a star witness. I firmly believe that at a certain point, Amanda Bynes is going to get well and point at Dan Schneider and say, I have bones to pick. And it's going to, I think hell's going to break loose.
After she gets her nail technician license.
Speaking of offensive people, George Santos. I have 2 things to say about this queen.
You're like the only person that still cares.
I can't let it go. I can't let it go. I don't know.
I couldn't even be less interested, but you love it so much that I'm like,
I bring it up for 2 reasons. First of all, I'm rarely on Twitter /X, whatever fucking algorithm I'm in on there. I have like 4 followers. Whenever I go on it, which is really just to look at dicks, he is always the first person that pops up. Like whatever
you're looking at dick. You're looking at a dick, all right.
I'd rather suck one than be one. What, George Santos? So Kitara Ravache is doing these cameos. She is, first of all, I don't use the word often, but she's ugly. Kitara Ravache is an ugly,
I was going to say busted.
Bitch.
Yeah, busted.
But I want to talk about George Santos's teeth, and I want to talk about teeth in general. It's like everyone's been talking about fillers and Ozempic for the past couple years. I'm off that, and I need to talk about egregious dental work.
Veneers.
If someone's going to sell you veneers, you need to have them sign something that guarantees you will not have a speech impediment after you get these things installed. And it's not just George Santos. It's everyone. I mean, it's everyone. It's people on your block. It's people in Hollywood. Like all of a sudden, dental work has just exploded where it's like, it's just not cute anymore. I don't know. It's just everyone's getting real chiclety toothy.
When I tell you that every time I go to the dentist, it doesn't matter, man, woman, child, whoever the dentist is basically sexually harasses me, being like, you have the perfect teeth for veneers. Because I have such small, they basically are like already the little ground down nubs that like you're supposed to have when you get them, because I have such small teeth. And so they like are horny for my teeth to like give me veneers. And I'm like, no, it's Dominic, you are right. It is so bad. And like, I know you don't watch this, but Selling Sunset on Netflix back, like this is what, now a year ago. This woman named Mary, who carries the show on her back, she's like the best character on the whole thing. She's in a workplace comedy all on her own. She's basically Kathy in like a Kathy comic strip. It's the best thing ever. She got veneers. Yeah, yes. She got veneers, and it was truly like she couldn't even talk. Like it was like, you know, when people do like Chubby Bunny when they put the marshmallows in their mouth and they have to say Chubby Bunny, that's what she sounded like for a whole season, and it was amazing.
I feel like all these people are getting dental work done cheaply, which is why it doesn't look good. And years ago, when I used to work on the Jenny Jones daytime talk show, people would fly in and we would send them to a 24-hour dentist sometimes because they would show up with missing teeth, no teeth. And I remember specifically a meeting we had there. We had done a paternity show and we had to send 4 people to the dentist, one of whom required a full set of teeth, which we didn't get to green light before he went on set. And when this man opened his mouth, I kid you not, Jenny said, "What will you do if you're the father of this child?" And his response was, and we had to stop shooting and take his teeth out because he couldn't speak with his new set of teeth. And we had a meeting, an actual meeting at a talk show where the new rule at work was no more than 3 people on any given episode can be provided with new teeth by the Jenny Jones Show. Oh, the aughts were like the Wild West, baby. I
am absolutely beside myself.
There are people I worked with who listen to this podcast every week who have pulled over right now and they're wetting their pants because they know exactly who I'm talking about. George Santos looks like those queens we had on Jenny Jones. He has too many teeth. Look, everyone wants white teeth, but everyone also knows what the universe calls white teeth. And if I have to look away because your teeth are so bright, it's not a good look. They can be too white.
I said, like, if I don't have a gap in my teeth, like, well, who am I?
Are
like,
you?
I don't know what my identity
really?
is. Like,
No.
I'm serious. Like, imagine if I just had like big, huge veneers. You'd be like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Imagine
It's
if
so
Madonna had
weird
gotten veneers instead of the
No.
attractive grills that she currently wears.
Yeah, don't make me go there.
Moving on. Drake and Kendrick Lamar are at war, and I just couldn't begin to care.
And now apparently you were the one that told me that Drake's bodyguard was shot at his home.
Yeah, apparently
right?
as of press time, his security guard at his mansion in Toronto was shot.
Yeah, like, no.
No.
What? Because you guys call each other pussies? Like, are you fucking serious?
And I'm sure it's deeper than that. Every time I get an article sent to me, the Drake-Kendrick feud explained. It's so layered. It's so deep. Nothing Drake does is deep. If he's involved, walk away. Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest artists of the 21st century.
Correct.
And lowers himself, involving himself with Drake at all. So if there were diss tracks or whatever it's called, Kendrick just needs to move away from Drake altogether. He was born better than Drake. I've always found Drake a little...
I know.
I
like,
found his stardom very comical. Like,
very
it's
weird.
Just bizarre that he acts like he's from the streets, and the street he's from is like Rodeo Drive, basically.
Yeah, correct. He was in Degrassi.
I can't. I mean, that fact alone, Christ on a cracker.
I know, but and Kendrick Lamar, you're so much better than this.
Yes.
Stop.
Yes.
Stop.
Yeah. Not in a condescending way. I bow to Kendrick Lamar. I don't want to see you. I don't want you lying down with dogs.
You're better than this.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm mad. You're better than this. And like, guys, stop. What are you fighting over?
Drake.
I'm the hardest bitch alive and you're not. Like, shut up.
All right, let's move on to this next. Now, I don't know how we missed this last week, but this international controversy that erupted when one Barbara Jones Streisand.
Oh, we were 2 seconds too late for this one last week.
Well, apparently she asked her friend, Melissa McCarthy, if she was on Ozempic in response to a photo Melissa posted where it looked like she dropped a few pounds. and the world just tried to swallow up Barbara Jones Streisand. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that Barbara wrote as a comment on this photo, "You look great. Are you on Ozempic?"
It was tell him I said hi, or whoever she was
Something
with. She's
really
like, give
innocuous.
him my regards. Yeah.
And Barbara and Melissa are actually friends. Melissa has actually sang on one of Barbara's albums this century. But the internet acted as though Barbara Streisand had procured zoo beasts to go do a live demo of Hungry Hippos in Melissa McCarthy's circular driveway. Everyone needs to calm the fuck down, because every time a friend of mine walks in the room, I say, "Did you have work done? Are you on Ozempic? Have you stopped drinking? Who has Coke?" Every time. That last one's a joke. Every time, I'm telling you.
And the best part is that she says, "Are you taking a Ozempic ? Like, we knew it was not for us. It's like, remember when Kathy Hilton was like trying to text Rick, but she was really tweeting?
Yes.
Remember, she was like, "I'm on my iPad, Rick." It's that. That's what it was.
But even so, anyone who thinks that publicly or privately that Barbara Streisand was fat shaming or trying to be malicious by asking this question, if you're a person who genuinely believes that it was inappropriate, you should have no access to electricity for a year, because you're not using social media properly. You shouldn't have your devices charged. You
Also,
need to stop. And I'd say you need to get thicker skin, but I feel like that's also a fat joke. So just calm the downer.
How dare you, Anne Hathaway, our audience? How dare you? Also, like, she's like, "Should I be on Ozempic?" Like, do you know what I mean? You're seeing two friends text. That's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing. But one of them doesn't realize that it's being sent out to the entire world.
Tweet. This is not the take, Barbara. This is not the look. Who the fuck are you telling Barbara Streisand what anything should take or look? Sit the fuck down. Moving right along.
I love how mad you are at it.
So don't stay away from my old ladies. Stay away from my old ladies, honey. Step away from Barbara Streisand. Harry is in the UK, and as we reported last week, we said he would likely be snubbed by his father. Now he definitely will not be seeing his cancer-stricken father while he is briefly in the United Kingdom. He is there alone, but he will be in Nigeria by week's end, where the Duchess of Smuckers will be, in fact, meeting him. So they're just skipping over Dad.
The Duchess of Smuckers.
That's officially her title now. Not just on this podcast.
That needs to go in the
everywhere.
glossary. I need to write that down. I'm writing it down. That's going in the glossary.
I mean, it's all falling apart. I want Harry to be back in good graces with the family, because I do believe that his father is a little bit sicker than people are letting on, and I don't. After everything he went through with his mother and the guilt he feels, I think this family needs to come together if someone is sick. It has to happen. It has to happen.
Their whole life is a soap opera. And what is a fucking soap opera? That's what you want, is him to run to his father's bedside.
Yeah.
And be like, "What did I do? I don't know. Oh my God." Like, I want to read that in a Daily Mail, not that they don't see each other.
Realistically, this is a nightmare for Harry and Meghan, because like they cause all of this upset and then they leave, and then the Queen dies and Kate is sick and Charles is sick. And it's like, girl, you need to move the fuck back. So you need to stop selling jelly and get your husband back to the UK and let this man meet his grandchildren and make it right. She will be regarded lower than Camilla forever. Meghan, you got to make this right, girl. Get back there. Get back there. Speaking of soap operas, let us speak about Gypsy Rose Blanchard's new face.
I'm saluting her. No one can see it, but I'm saluting her.
He is in fact saluting. I can
God bless America. Like, I want like fireworks to go off and like a 4th of July, like a waving Star-Spangled Banner with an eagle flying over every time I see her.
The glow up continues. Baby steps. We're not done yet. We're not done yet, but
no, we sure aren't. But we're there.
We're there.
She's got blonde hair.
Yep.
She doesn't look insane. She's just got like a little bit of a tune-up situation, which, to be fair, she had like all of her teeth taken out.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, she went through actual real bad, horrible things that like she actually does need cosmetic surgery to correct like the horrible things that her mother put her through. But when she went in there, she's like, "Well, you're under the hood. Why don't we just get this going?" And
supposedly she's back with her husband. The D was fired.
No.
Wait,
Dominic.
this has changed again?
She's with the guy she was with before the D is Fire.
Oh.
She's with like, not the guy that killed her mom, but like someone else that she was with before, question mark? A third man, I think.
Know this.
Yes.
I thought that she was back with the husband again.
No,
or the
no.
fiancé.
This is like some dude she was with before, I think. Again, I could be completely wrong. She is not with the D is Fire because I see there's pictures of them together.
Yeah.
And she's like, hold on, I need to be hot. And I'm like,
yeah,
I need to get like banged out on a balcony somewhere. And that big guy can't,
God,
that's not.
Jesus Christ.
Know what I'm saying though? Like that's what she wants. And like, she's trying to do like a Justin Bieber where they're on that balcony and she's naked. You know what I'm talking about? Like that's exactly what she needs. She wants to be doing that. And the D is Fire was not going to be the one to be doing that with her. Know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean.
Well, God bless her. Rosie O'Donnell reveals on Instagram that she's going to be on And Just Like That season 3. And I got to say, the photo she posted, love it. Love that she'll be on it. She looks great. I don't know if it's a wig or her real hair, but I love the style. I find it very flattering. And her character's name is Mary. And, you know, I love Rosie O'Donnell. I have always loved her and I'm going to love her on this, I'm sure. I think she'll be a great addition.
People are saying that they think she's going to be
Miranda's new love
interest, which would be really great.
I mean, the way people hated Che Diaz, I would think that they would welcome Kevin Spacey as Miranda's lover before having her back.
How dare you? Honestly.
Did you see what I did there? Because I'm segueing.
Yes, because guess what's next? Yeah.
Kevin Spacey. We have 2 stories. First of all, she's getting sued again in 2025. Now there's civil cases. You know, a reminder that nothing has stuck to this bitch. Like getting acquitted, exonerated, whatever the British words are. He's not serving time for any of these accusations. However,
his career is never.
Career is over, but there's a doc on Channel 4 in the UK, which has, I believe it aired last weekend, and it's going to air here on Max, which is not just a rehashing of everything, but some new allegations where they just savage him. And as the saying goes, if there's a documentary about you on Max, you're done. You're done. See Woody Allen, see Dan Schneider, see The Jinx, see fucking anybody who has a documentary on Max, you're done. So I don't know how many nails can be put in this coffin. I feel like this coffin's made of nails
I will say, like, for apparently what he did, like, he did not suffer the fate that, like, so many others did.
No.
Like, he got off pretty scot-free in the sense that, like, I don't know the inner, like, I know more about what Lizzo and Shirlene Squiggly did at that fucking place in Thailand than I do about anything that Kevin Spacey did.
Yep.
And that should be, like, he should be happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, anytime to mention my girl, Shirlene.
Yeah, she has nothing to do with this. You just wanted to say.
Her. You know
I do too. She's not posting enough insane shit.
I know. I'm upset about it. But no, like he should be. I mean, now he's done for. Like this is going to be it. But you know, every single one of us is going to be. I mean, we're going to be recapping it every episode on this podcast. There's no way we're not.
Well, speaking of beating a dead horse, a la Shirlene Quigley. I don't know. I was out with Chris a little less than a week ago. And while we were out, I get an alert on my phone that Monique has said she's had it with that raggedy bitch, Oprah.
I thought you were going to talk about when those horses were running loose in London.
No, we're done with those horses. This is a deader horse. Monique, who I worship, like all-time greats.
Wait, just to give a few quotes from Charm School, the whore jumped out. It was slutatious. Yeah. And when she rips off Safari's name and she goes, oh, what a terrible name that is, Safari, blech. And then she goes, what is your real name? And she goes, it's Safari. And she goes, oops.
Monique's stand-up special, I Could Have Been Your Cellmate on Showtime, which is from a while back. One of the funniest stand-up specials I have ever seen. And I just, again, this is not, I don't want Monique to come after me because I'm afraid of her. I just want her to step away from Oprah, not just because of Oprah. Like Oprah can handle herself clearly. No. But Monique's lowering herself now with all this stuff. And it's like, we get it. It's over. I don't want you to feel as though injustices have been committed against you. But I feel like every time you go after these people now, it's starting to make you look bad. And we know you're not. So just I don't know. I love you, Monique, and I don't want to see you fighting with anybody.
No, and like Monique, haven't seen you working in a while. So for you to come out of like,
yeah, I mean,
one
she
of
did
the
that
like,
special.
you know, most successful people alive ever, like to be slamming
she
that
did that
person.
Netflix
Like,
special. Was it this year or last? But it wasn't like heralded. I enjoyed it because I love her. Where she came out as bi, and I just thought it was great. It was
no,
it
sure,
was great.
but it wasn't moving the tectonic plates,
right?
As I like to say. So it's like, it's funny that you want to be in the press for like going after like someone who you probably have been jealous of your whole life and probably been compared to a lot for your whole life.
You just
and
it's okay. It's what you do,
and it's, you know.
Yeah.
Someone's got
to be the slammer in each story, and it's you on this one. Drew Barrymore. Have you seen the clips of Drew Barrymore interviewing Kamala Harris? This is the thing. She's now getting so close to her guests that these interviews are assaults. They're physical assaults.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. One, yes, correct. You are right. They are criminal. And two, like, is it bad that for her, I was like, oh, she actually held restraint and didn't like try to make out with her? Do you know what I mean? Like when she was with Oprah, she was like laying in Oprah's lap as Oprah like combed her hair and like talked into her and like basically did mouth to mouth resuscitation.
It's bizarre. She's talking to Kamala Harris. I believe she had her hand under Kamala's bra and squeezing her tit while they were. And she's just like, Kamala, the nation needs a mamala. I'm like, if anyone who wasn't having sex with me got their face that close to mine, I would bite their face. I'd bite their nose. Bite your nose. It's too close. I know it's her signature, which means it will now never go away, but at least put a cushion in between you. I love Drew Barrymore. This is the thing, but I can't. I'm looking at her. No, it is. I'm looking at her brand herself. It's insane. It's insane.
It is borderline assault.
Speaking of assault, I will be assaulting all of you during Pride. Tickets are officially on sale for my Pride show called We Get It, You're Gay. It is a Pride Fagtacular. It will, unlike what was previously stated on this podcast, it will be Saturday, June 29th at the Cutting Room here in New York City. It will probably be the only performance of it, but if we do it later in other cities elsewhere in the summer, we will keep you posted. Please come. I am honored that the Cutting Room has given me their Pride Saturday evening berth, and it's going to be a fun show. It is just going to be very gay and very maniacal and very stupid and very fun, just like this podcast. So please come. Christopher Michael DeRosa will also be in attendance if you wanted to pay $40 for his autograph and photo. He does carry a QR code tattooed on his wrist if you would ever like to send him money. So please come, and we do hope to see you there. Speaking of Christopher Michael DeRosa, cameos, fame because of this podcast. We end the Pre-Fixe with what is inarguably the biggest story of the week, which is whether or not you're aware that Chris DeRosa has gone viral in the past couple of days, because that voice that you are hearing in the Real Housewives of New Jersey teaser is one of the gravelly ass voices you hear on this podcast every week.
It's funny because last year, like I've had audio cameos in last season and like no one realized it was me. And now all these people reaching out to me have been like, I immediately knew that it was you from listening to your voice every week. Like I immediately knew that it was you, like within 2 words of you speaking. Like Seamus was like, I stopped everything to be like, that's Chris. Like immediately knew. Like Dan knew that it was me. Trevor knew, like people that are like friends of our friends knew that it was, but Trevor was like, oh, that's Chris. Like people immediately knew that it was me because they've listened to me for so long on this podcast. And I think that is so funny to me because last year I had an even funnier cameo, and like No one knew. My own mother was like, that was you? I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Not this year, though. Not because of fixing famous people. Your voice is something that people, well, actually do. Some people will hear you in their sleep because some people listen to us as they're falling asleep.
And it puts
This is what I've been told. No, I don't know. I don't know how anyone could sleep with these noises. Like, I don't, meaning our voices.
No,
I have
but
absolutely no idea.
People say that they fall asleep to housewives. They think it's calming to have women scream at each other.
Congratulations. Of all the housewives, I will say, probably without any backlash, that Jersey is probably the least relaxing of the housewives franchises.
It's definitely not relaxing.
And my whistle is fully wet from the promo, this final dinner, which looks like the Danielle Staub dinner mixed with Beverly Hills Amsterdam dinner. And I cannot wait to see what unfolds in this finale beat. It looks, I don't want to say deadly because I know everyone lives, but it looks shocking to me.
And like there are twists and turns that you guys aren't even privy to yet. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a really good season. So I hope you're all tuning in.
So please watch Real Housewives of New Jersey on Sunday nights. And on Thursdays, please continue to watch Beyond the Readings with Teresa.
I was going to say, we're both, you're a star and look at me. Like we're both, people
you're also
are
a
you
star.
really producers? Are you really, like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Are you really producers? Yeah. You're looking at it.
Yeah. So we can say whatever we want about George Santos's teeth because we're on television. So fuck you.
With gaps in our teeth.
That's right. God damn it. With our original teeth. We are not fixing anyone this week, but we are doing one of our favorite episodes of the year, which is talking about the Met Gala. Don't go away. We have a gorgeous and insightful guest joining us after this incredibly vital message. Us talking about the Met Gala is not unprecedented on Fixing Famous People. We did speak about the Met Gala last year, as Chris just informed me. And as I'm looking at the, if I may mispronounce it, annals of this broadcast, I do see that during the Pre-Fixe, during year one of our podcast, we spoke about the Met Gala. But do you know who we fixed in that very episode? Someone who has not and never will be a guest at the aforementioned gala.
Oh, who was it? I don't remember.
Ms. Rachel Dolezal.
No.
Can you imagine these two faggots have the nerve to pair up Rachel Dolezal with the Met Gala?
Oh, that's so bad. Oh, God, it's terrible.
I'm so sorry to start off on a tangent, but Christopher, can you please introduce, this is an episode where we're allowed to talk about people's physical appearances. Can you introduce our stunning guest to the listeners, please?
You may know her as Charlotte Rose Coleman, Stylist to the Stars. She is so beautiful, it's like not even fair. She has her list ready. She did the Lana Del research. She has notes. She's ready. She is a wonderful, amazing stylist that I've had the absolute honor to work with. And she's here and we're breaking it all down. Welcome, Charlotte.
Ooh, thank you, guys. Thank you. I honestly cannot wait to spill some of this tea because this Met Gala was a mess. It was a
The
mess.
MESS GALA. That's the title.
The MESS Gala.
That's
The
what
MESS
we'll call
Gala.
the episode.
As we would call it, an unclitigated disaster. Like for real. But for real, guys. Like it was rough.
Charlotte started to say some stuff I wasn't aware of before we hit record. So can you kick us off with Anna Wintour apologizing this morning? What is that all about?
Uh-huh.
So the Met Gala obviously always has a theme, and the theme is based on the exhibit. So the exhibit this year was, fashion reawakening, sleeping beauties. And then she did this thing where she's like, we're going to actually do a dress code. I thought the theme was the gallery's exhibit. And she told everyone it's the Garden of Time. Now, I think this threw everything for a loop because we had people showing up saying, I'm a sleeping beauty. I'm a princess. And we even had some gentlemen dressed like, I don't know, like they were Prince Charming. And then you had people who looked like they were running through the garden. And then there's some people who just looked lost. And Anna this morning issued an apology and she said, I think the theme was a little too vague. And I can't remember a time that Anna's ever issued an apology for any of her choices. So I found
no,
this to be kind of
anything
unique.
she's ever done, including like horrible things that she's been like, she's never once.
No, she has intentionally pushed staff at her home down several flights of stairs and not apologized for it. This is something. This is breaking news.
Dominic.
I genuinely am like, what happened that made her wake up this morning and go, I think I need to get on the news and chat this out with people, because it's just so unusual for her. I think she's a bit of an unapologist when it comes to any of her choices as it relates to Vogue and fashion.
It shows that it's kind of a swing and a miss. Like, you know what I mean? Like the writing's on the wall. If people are showing up and going, wait, what's the thing called? Like, wait, I'm doing Sleeping Beauty. You're doing Garden of Time. Like, it reflected it. And that comes right from the tippy top.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the article I read, it was, let's do a dress code. And the guy was like, what if we said Garden of Time? And she was like, sure. Like, it seemed that there was zero thought put into it as well, which was like extremely shocking since it's such a planned thing. Anyway. But yeah, no, it was the MESS GALA. That's what we have to call this episode, because it was the MESS GALA, and there were some swings. There were some wins, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
but
there was some solid stuff there. I think part of the reason too that she apologized, I'm guessing, is because when a little bit last night, but mostly this morning, I watched the recording of the feed. I feel like these people are bored. I feel like we're in a place societally and historically now where it's an election year. We're in the middle of several wars. There are wars breaking out in the city. There were protesters that tried to storm the Met Gala and the police were able to fend them off. I think that sort of put a dark cloud over the event, but also these people just looked bored to me last night. Like, I feel like some of them were on the red carpet looking down the lens and going, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
I was an actress a couple of years ago, and now I'm a paper doll, and the charity here is a museum of clothes. While people are protesting about other people what am I doing here? Like, it was the Hunger Games more than ever before on Monday night.
And like, and now I'm doing this and I don't even fucking know what the theme is. Like, what? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, on top of that, I have no idea why do I look like I'm going to this party and this person looks like they're going to that party? Okay, before we get into the actual looks and like who we thought was good and who was not, Charlotte, you dropped a little bomb on us earlier that said, I used to work at Vogue back in the day, and this is not how we used to run things. Do you want to walk us through how you feel?
Sure. So what's interesting to me, like being a stylist now, I'm so appreciative that styling is like such at the forefront. Like, people always talk about their stylist, acknowledge their stylist. When I was at Vogue, when people would get invited to the Met Gala, they would come to our offices. So that was pretty common, that it would be like, you got the invite, you would come to the office. We had racks of clothing. We would dress you. So the Vogue office would dress people. And it's actually interesting. I was watching E! News last night, and Lily Aldridge was one of the correspondents. And they were like, how did you and your stylist pick your outfit? And she's like, I don't know. I just went to the Vogue office. Like, they told me what to wear. And so it used to be much more like hands-on in terms of like Vogue telling you what to wear, what we wanted on the carpet.
Yeah, like we're curating what will be shown here. Yeah.
And may I ask, what years are we talking here? Like, how far back did that go where that was the practice? And if you don't want to say, that's fine. I'm just curious.
No. I think that was like 2010 or 2009 was maybe the last time I was there. So that just tells you that like, now it's like, I'm working with my stylist. I'm only a muse of this house. Like, I'm working with this person. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Where back in the day, it was much more like, you're coming as a representative of Vogue.
Well, it's interesting that 2010 seemed to be when things took a turn, because I don't know. I just remember her running this gala with an iron fist, Anna. There were a list of people that she, I believe, was quoted as saying would never be invited to the Met Gala, who are now regulars. And the whole shape of it has changed in the past. Let's use 2010 as a benchmark, but the type of celebrity that is attending this gala now, very different than 15 years ago. And without being uncomfortable about it, it's just a much more diverse crowd than it was 15 years ago. There are all genders, all races, all walks of show business. Like, it's not just the sexiest, hottest singers. It's like the entire hip hop community is there. All of the Kardashians who were persona non grata 15 years ago, they run the fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane. And there's just a lot of people there that Anna Wintour is gritting her teeth that she has to invite every year, let's be honest.
Yes.
And that I do like because it has become more of like the people's Met Gala, like the people you listen to and interact with in entertainment. Those people are there all the time, whether or not they all deserve to be there. I would like to do my own guest list. I didn't see Judi Dench or Joan Collins there last night.
Yeah, well, Dominic, we know that's who you got. Meg Ryan though. That was big. I
and
texted
by the
you.
way,
Yes. Yeah,
I know we're almost there, but one of the winners of the night to me, I thought she looked fantastic. I thought she looked great. And again, this is a podcast where we do talk about people's physical appearance, and Meg Ryan is another celebrity who, when the fillers were dissolved or removed or however you're doing that, she joins that list of celebrities that is now rejuvenated because of it. And I don't want to be shallow, but welcome to fixing famous people. It's so shallow. You're not even going to get wet here. Don't worry about it.
All right, Charlotte, hit me with it. Who do you love? Who did you hate? Let's go. Let's just run through it.
Top of the night for me, the person I thought nailed it on so many different, from a plethora of reasons, is Gigi Hadid for me. Oh. I thought that
she's on my winners list as well.
She's on your winners list. What did I write about her? I said that
I don't even know if I remember what she wore.
She wore a Tom Brown dress, which was surprising to begin with. It was white. It was covered
the white
in
with the flowers.
The yellow.
Yeah.
But then as the train went on, you saw the details were like tuxedo jackets, like tailored jackets. It was very interesting. It felt on theme. It felt fashion forward. It felt red carpet worthy. It didn't feel like a costume. It didn't feel like an editorial photo shoot. It felt like it needed to be on that carpet. And I think that when I'm looking at a carpet, I'm judging things. Those are kind of my criteria. If I were like the judge, if this was Project Runway, that's what I'd be looking for. So for me, she nailed it. I had no notes.
And the styling, we all know she's like one of the most famous supermodels in the world now. We all know what she looks like. I didn't even realize this was her when I first saw it because her style, it was so old Hollywood with the hair and the makeup. And she never does that. And I really liked that because I was like, oh my God, who is that? And I was like, oh my God, it's fucking Gigi Hadid. If you put her picture anywhere, I know exactly who it is immediately. And I did not even realize it was her. And she looks, it's Marilyn Monroe without being like Kim being a loser wearing her dress. You know what I mean? It was Marilyn Monroe in the way that we want it to be.
And that's sort of I don't know if you'd call it embroidering or the pattern work that was on the gown. You can go very wrong that way. But the fact that they put yellow in there and they didn't overdo it, she really did. She looked like a star. And that's what I love to see, an actual.
Yeah.
She just commanded the place without going too far over the top or being underdressed. She was definitely, I'm so glad that an actual stylist has someone on her winners list that matches someone on mine. I feel like I'm not sitting here in the same t-shirt I wore yesterday and the same Gorin Brothers hat that I wear to bed
every day.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Of course. I also loved Tyla, who wore Balmain. Again, not familiar with Tyla at all, other than her one song that I know from TikTok. But she had the most beautiful sands of time, just totally fitted. She looked like it was just literally paper mache on her. I thought it was so unique, so interesting. The fact that they had applied sand onto her skin, the drama of her having to be lifted up the carpet by two gentlemen.
Thank you.
Literally lifted.
Yes.
That is the drama that we want.
Yes. Yes.
That is the piece of the Met Gala that I felt like a bit was missing last night. Obviously, at the end, Cardi B showed up in stupendous, crazy tulle dress. But fundamentally, we're always looking for a little bit of a show. And there wasn't a ton of shows. There wasn't a ton of reveals. Normally, it's off with this, on to the next look. Where was that?
There was not. And remember when Lady Gaga, and of course, she did it ad nauseum and full tilt and too much.
Right.
But when she came out and was in that huge pink dress, and she did a 20-minute entrance that was okay, I'm taking off this pink dress and now it's a black dress. And then I'm taking off that black dress and then it's another pink dress. And then I'm taking off that pink dress and then it's another thing. that was like the height of that. But like, I loved that we got, oh, I actually can't move in this. 2 men have to now pick me up like I'm Mariah Carey on stage and wheel me around to the next level to get pictures. You know what I mean? Like,
now, if the elderly vote may weigh in, I thought she looked fine. The moment they lift her up, I was like, I'm done with you for eternity. And I will only make fun of you anytime your name comes up.
I love it.
Oh, I needed that.
The moment something you're wearing becomes work, to me only, I'm just like, I'm out. Like,
Dominic, that's a criteria for me this night.
No,
I need you to not be able to be in that.
No,
like, even like, I need you to be in physical pain or like, it's like so crazy that like, I need people to help me get there. That's what I need from you.
I have one criteria for a Met Gala outfit. Can I poop in this quickly? Can I get it off? Can I evacuate? And can I go back to the oyster bar? Can it be done in under 30 seconds?
Charlotte and I disagree entirely, right? We disagree.
Well, Charlotte, you know the secret of the podcast now. I am trash, and that is just all there is to it.
Well, the problem is in general, when you're working on red carpets, and I do it a fair bit, is that we do try to do like a little sit test. Like, can you sit in this during the award show? And if it's like uncomfortable, I'm like, you'll be fine. If it's like, I can't breathe, I'm like, we'll figure it out. But I have no clue how she attended the dinner that evening, but that's not my problem. That's her stylist problem.
Right.
I just wanted her to be carried up the carpet.
But also,
they did.
Like, there's pictures of Gigi Hadid's dress, and like they took that big train off of it at the end. And then it was just like a really beautiful white dress with a little flower like on her cooch, and that's like it, which was stunning. But like, it was like, okay, now when I actually have to like be a person, like, how do I do this? And I feel like a lot of them change into something else after they do their entrance.
I was told that there's a tent now. There's a tent at the top of the stairs now that has like a changing room section. So your stylist or your team can bring something in for your next look. Yeah.
How does that work? Like, does Gigi throw her arms up and say, I have to shit? And then 6 people just come over and detach everything and guide her to the toilet? What did I call it?
The turlet.
Toilet. Did I say turlet?
Yeah. Who are you?
Archie Bunker? What is happening?
Yeah. Who are you? The nanny?
Fran
Fine.
In general, when you go to a red carpet, all the attendees help each other. The amount of times my client has told me, like, I was in the bathroom, I couldn't get my gown up, asked Kerry Washington to hold my gown. I was like, iconic. Sounds amazing. They all help each other out.
My winners list is so full of men, always. I guess because I'm looking at what I could wear, like, always. And my big winner for the night, and not Christopher, just because I told you yesterday that I had a dream that I had sex with and subsequently married him. But I thought Dan Levy was my favorite person on the red carpet last night.
He
looked incredible.
He did great. He's on my best. He's on my best list.
Fantastic. An outfit I would wear probably is why he's like the winner for me. But I love his constant mix of masculine and feminine. Like it was great. And those pink looks great on him. It was just, it was beautiful. Truly. Chris, will you give us one of your winners?
I think at the very top for me is Demi Moore.
She's on my list too.
I thought
she's on mine too.
That's what I want. Like, that's the Met Gala. Like, this weird ass dress. Yes. It's beautiful. You don't know what it is. It's not functional. There's weapons attached to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I want. Like, I need drama. She's so fucking pretty. Like, Jesus Christ on a cross. Like, to me, I was like, this is the Met Gala.
And I think nailed the theme more than many of the other people. You know, like, I think she got it and combined, like, it was over the top without being insane, you know, and it was just, and I bet she could poop in it. It looked very easy to poop in, other than, you know.
It looked pretty stiff. It looked a little stiff, but I thought it was perfect for her.
It was beautiful. Great. And I think someone else on my top is Jessica Biel.
Yes, I forgot to add her. She looked great.
We've seen it before. Like, it's not like it was groundbreaking, but it just looked so good, and she's so fucking pretty that it was.
Yeah. Also, you want to be nice to someone that has to grow old with Justin Timberlake. So the fact that she showed up and looked beautiful, you're like, there you are. Good.
Absolutely
good
correct. Yes. Yeah.
She looked literally effortless. Like, the hair, it was like, it wasn't overdone. She looked so easy. She looked comfortable. That designer had a whole collection of insane florals, like couture floral collection. And I was surprised more people didn't wear her. I believe her name's Tamara Ralph.
Okay.
But her collection was beautiful. And when you look it up, you're going to be like, why was nobody wearing this collection other than Jessica Biel? So kudos to her stylist, who was like, this is the perfect designer for you.
Charlotte, will you give us one of your misses for the evening?
Ooh, I feel like I can hit us with a controversial one. People are going to be really mad at me. They're going to come for me. They're stans. Okay. Zendaya. I'm sorry, Zendaya. I'm sorry. I know, like, I'm going to get eaten alive on the internet. I'm skewered already. And guess what? I really don't care. Like, at the end of the day, her first look that she came out in her Margiela, the top half, I was at first like, oh my God, incredible. Like grapes of wrath. I see it. I get it. And then as my eyes scanned down the dress and I saw the bottom, I'm like, why does this look like Giovanni? Why does this look like this?
Slam.
I said it. I said what I had to say. Like, I don't know, in the words of La Roche, he said, you have to do what you got to do. I got to do what I got to do. Like, this is really cheap looking.
She could wear a trash bag and it would look great because she is, in my opinion, like the most beautiful person we have, like in Hollywood today. But the dress was not, it was giving like Willy Wonka in a weird way and not in a fun way.
Wow. What is Wonka's not considered fun anymore? Isn't the word Wonka now is now associated with disaster, right? It was Wonka. I think, she really, in the press run-ups for the Challengers and Dune 2, was just like one epic look after another. Like, she is number one now to me when it comes to like the fashion it person. It's 100%. Her. So because she was co-hosting and it's the Met Gala, you're expecting. So what could she do? I almost feel like we might have been disappointed in anything because she created a hard act to follow. But this sort of like faux Harlequin dry hair, I was like, she looked like a Precious Moments figurine to me, and I was not into it at all. Like I didn't. And then I got an alert on my phone, which literally said, "Alert! Zendaya has returned to the red carpet with a second look." And it's like,
and it wasn't any good.
My phone. No, it was worse. It was worse. And that alert is wedged in my phone between all these like very hard hitting news stories and updates from the Citizen app. And I thought, I really need to reevaluate what apps I'm letting send me alerts on this phone. It's like, you just interrupted my dinner to tell me someone who already walked the red carpet came back and it was not good.
One of my worsts, and I texted you both this, but Leah Michelle should be in prison. She should be, there should be charges filed against her.
Will you at least let her give birth before?
It was so ugly and she had a shit-eating grin on. She was like, "Can you believe I'm here again?" And I was like,
but that's it. That's what the grin's for. Like, can you believe
I was like, I honestly can't. Yeah. Like, it was hideous in every way. How do you look in a mirror and go, "Oh, I'm killing it"?
Now, sometimes a dress can be absolutely beautiful. The person in it can also be stunning, but there's just something not right about the marriage of the two. I'm speaking specifically about Demi Lovato, because sometimes someone looks so uncomfortable in a garment that I'm looking at them and I feel like I'm wearing it and I then also feel uncomfortable. It just didn't fit right.
Her boobs were too big. It was like squishing her boobs down, and she has like such beautiful big like it
she
was
just
like
didn't look
pancake
happy.
Titties. I know.
She didn't look happy at all.
It's so sad. I know. Ugh.
She seemed super excited I think this is the first red carpet she's done in such a long time. And she's had so many breakdowns. Like I feel bad for her. And in a way, I felt like she was excited to be there just to like get out of the house. Right. But the fit wasn't working.
No, it didn't. Demi. And it's like, make this fit. Like, this is a big deal. Like, this isn't you going to your friend's wedding last minute that like they are eloping and you're going to be there as a witness. This is like months of try-ons. Another miss for me is Lana Del Rey. I think theme-wise, this is what I was like expecting and wanting. However, it was giving like dollar store yellow jackets, and it's just not. It's gonna be a no for me, dog. And it's the best she's looked in a very long time, and I really don't like her, and I'm really annoyed by her. And I was like, she looks gorgeous, but it's just someone was saying like looks like a mosquito net when you go to the Caribbean.
Well, I think that was the intent. You know, what was that? Was she just aware? Was she inside her own purse? I didn't understand what it was.
I don't know.
I would have liked it so much more if it was just the branches. Like I didn't need the netting.
Oh, good. Interesting. Yeah.
Or if the netting was big and long and was a huge veil that was like it just didn't work. Like whatever it was, it didn't work. It looked haphazard. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, it's like Coco Chanel said, before you leave the house, look in the mirror and remove one piece of camping equipment before you go to the Met Gala. She should have lost the mosquito screen, apparently.
Did you guys feel like some of these types of looks were giving Project Runway, or was it me?
Yes.
Like it was giving
so.
like, here's your challenge. This is your challenge. You must use 3 tree branches and the gardens of time, and you have 30 minutes and your time starts now. And that was the vibe I was getting from Lana. Very Project Runway. Same with Zendaya.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's such a stylist point of view. That's like an opinion that Chris and I will give when we watch a television show, which we can't do without picking it apart. But I love hearing that because I didn't think that's fantastic. I can't believe we've gone this long without even mentioning our patron saint, Nicole Kidman, who is,
thank God.
Flawless.
Thank God someone showed up to work today. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I thought whenever she showed up. There is that caliber of celebrity that truly... And again, Meg Ryan's one of those people. It's like, was the dress the best thing ever? No. But did she look great? Was she pushing any boundaries? No.
She
but
looked
it was
like
just
a
like,
6-year-old
there we
star.
are. Yep. There we are. Like, hello, we're back. Like, here we are. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely great.
Another huge miss.
Ooh, who?
Rita Ora.
Oh, I haven't seen
this.
It was so, I don't even know what it is.
And
to be paired next to the hottest man alive, Taika Waititi, wearing a full brown leather tuxedo that was gorgeous, in my opinion. She looked like absolute fucking dog shit. It was
yes. No. Yeah. Oh, she tried it. She's on that list. Oh, you tried it.
It's like very 2016 glam too. Like the wet look, that was like so 2016. Like there was a period of time that look was the look. I appreciate it. It's not anymore. I also don't even know what to call this outfit. Is it a jumpsuit? Is it a dress? Like, I don't know what it is.
Like Spanx that you put on before you have to put on like a latex outfit. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's like the sheath that you put on before you have to like put rubber on. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't like rip your skin off. It looks so bad.
While we're in this wheelhouse, can we talk about Doja? Because I want
Dominic.
You loved it, didn't you?
It's on my best.
Go straight to hell, Christopher.
You all know I fucking cannot stand her. Like
you've had a lot to say about her.
I go, ugh, when I see her on screen. There was something about her. It was funny. She's like, oh, you guys are all doing fucking. There was something about it that was so like subversive that I enjoyed it, and I actively can't stand her, and I loved it.
She looked.
It literally went over my head.
I don't know why I loved it, but I loved it. There was something about it that I was like, oh yeah, you're like making fun of everyone, and she looked fucking good.
Her actual being, she looked to me better than maybe she's ever looked. Like whatever she's done, she's either gotten to the right spot with it or slowed it down where you're like, nobody move, take this woman's picture because this is her looking her very best. The outfit though, again, with the work, like if you have to cover your tit with your hand, I need that hand. I need that hand to put in my pocket. I need to pee. I need to eat with it. But she had to keep covering herself and she was wet. It also looked uncomfortable to me. I don't like to be wet.
I liked it.
So you definitely didn't like Kim Kardashian's look then?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
absolutely not.
Everyone is so sick of her.
I am annoyed with her. This is like not me on my soapbox, but it's a little on my soapbox.
Do it.
Sure.
I'm very tired of her doing this like snatched waist, corset, unreasonable, unmanageable look because it sets like such a bad precedent. It says nothing good. There is a reason we don't do this type of corset, girdling, things of that nature. It hasn't been contemporary for so long. And it sends such a gnarly message to women and people look up to her. It's ridiculous to me. I'm over it.
It's so irresponsible. It really, you know what? And it's like, I love to curse. And I think a phrase that's not used enough, I'm going to use with Kim. It's very basic, but Kim Kardashian's a fucking asshole, man. Like she's
are you kidding
officially in fucking asshole territory.
Yes.
Because it's like it or not, whether or not you wanted to be a role model, you are, Blanche.
Yeah.
Like that's just all there is to it. Go look at TikTok. Look at all the children that did permanent damage to their faces by trying to get your sister's lips. Like it's historically documented. Children will do whatever your family does. So for you to show up looking like that, we are countdown from 5 going on TikTok and seeing kids trying to do that. You know what I mean? This is not like Violet Chachki doing it on Drag Race. It's a whole different level of celebrity because everyone's not running out imitating what the Drag Race girls are doing. But there are already people who are now starving themselves to have that look. It was just don't do it. You can do whatever you want. So tone deaf. Thank you.
She's like trying to prove, like, remember when I like ruined that Marilyn Monroe dress? Like, look, I could fit into it. Like, look, you know what I mean? Like, look, if
maybe
only
that
I
was a
like,
response.
No, but for real, like for real. And like, I'll never forgive her for that anyway.
So Kim Kardashian said that the reason she wore her little sweater shawl moment was like, the idea was she was like in the garden having a magical night with her boyfriend and then like ran away and grabbed his sweater to like, I don't know, because it was chilly or whatever. The sweater was pilling. It wasn't well constructed. I just didn't get that that's like an interesting narrative.
Yeah, like
it just felt like she just wanted to push her boobs up.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's just like she wanted to be photographed like touching herself.
And like, like it just is like, like again, you're an asshole. Like
she's a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
like I can't. Yeah. Do you know what story I'm telling with this? Yes, Kim, you're a fucking asshole. You told it in one page. It's a short book. It's a pamphlet. Get inside. Try to poop.
Any other, okay, who else do we really need to talk to? I'm not going to lie to you. Mindy Kaling looked great, in my opinion. We've seen the dress before. Like, we've seen it before, but it was show-stopping. It was big. It was loud. She's dialed back the dose on her Ozempic. She looked great.
And that's the thing, too. She did statement dress right last night, Mindy Kaling. And all I could think of when I was looking at her, it felt sort of like a comeback to me because it was only a little over a year ago that the world, including this podcast, was trying to come at her with torches because she was the Ozempic person. And now that Oprah's done it, it's obviously that this shot is the New Testament. So
the
now
torch has been passed.
I feel like Mindy Kaling showed up and she was like, come again, bitch. Here I am. Say it to my face because everyone on the carpet's taking it now. How dare you? And the dress was good. It just suited her. It was truly whimsical, which is a word I love to use. It was whimsical. Speaking of whimsical,
I agree.
Cole Escola was also wearing Tom Brown on the red carpet last night.
Complete winner.
Fucking top 5 for me. Top
complete
5.
Winner. Funny, stupid on purpose. Like everything we want. A veil with a dress like Queen Elizabeth. May she rest in peace.
But
you know
also
what I mean?
what you think Anna wants. You know what I mean? Like, but respectful of it while also being subversive. Like it was absolutely perfect.
Correct.
Really.
Yeah.
There's no way to describe it other than like adorable. He was adorable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he actually looked like a Precious Moments doll, but in
the way that you
way.
want. In the way that you want. Correct. Speaking of outdressing, it's on my best dressed and also my worst dressed list. And that is Bad Bunny.
Me too.
I absolutely loved it. But then I looked at it and I was like, this is ugly. But then I was like, but I love it. I love the glasses. I love the hat. I love the jacket. I love every piece of it. And then at the same time, I'm like, this isn't cool. Like, I don't like it. It's ugly. And yet it's a costume. And yet I'm obsessed with it.
Oh, what about Usher dressing like Zorro? What
Usher was like,
here?
The fact that Usher decided to show his face is like wild to me.
Why?
Because he's in every page of the Diddy everything.
Oh.
Like he should be in a bunker, and not because he's Like he's so wrapped up in that, it's not even funny that it's like yowza. I was like, I'm surprised you're not. There's no like red dot, like a laser beam on your forehead trying to like sniper you. Like that was bold. But yeah, he looked like like Zorro, but weird.
I was trying to figure out if Bad Bunny was like doing a play on like Alice in Wonderland or something. Like I was trying to understand the reference. And I read some stuff today that it was based on the story that was the Garden of Time reference for the dress code, that it was like a character in this story. And that was what he drew from. Fine.
Sure.
I literally didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it. But
You're like, what's the
it
Garden
was
of
so
Time?
like cheeky and campy
Right.
and fun that I was like, okay, I'll let him slide on this one. He looked good. He's slayed a lot harder before. Like he is really usually like that guy for me. So this was like a little off the mark, but he kind of can do no wrong.
The Met Gala often is like a place of disappointment for people who hit it out of the park everywhere else but here. You know, it's sort of like this is where everyone shows up to try to be as good as those people. So when those people actually attend, it's always hit or miss, you know? Can I read you some of the boys who I loved last night? And we don't have to ruminate on all of them. It's just so the listeners can look this up because I'm deciding what to wear to my Pride show in June. And it's going to be one of these outfits. So if you're hooked up and can get me these materials, I'll give you my home address. Barry Keoghan, loved his little velvet suit. You know, when he took the top hat off, I was thrilled.
Giving Wonka.
Totally, but Prince Charming.
A little bit.
Sure.
I love that neck. I love that. I mean, it was definitely costumey, but I thought he looked great. Charlie Hunnam in like a stripe. Was it like a violet suit he was wearing? I
don't know who that is.
He's another one like Chris Hemsworth. It's like sort of hard to dress him badly. Brooklyn Beckham, boring in a cream colored suit, but I loved the cream colored suit. And I love him and Rocco Ritchie. That's the three-way I'm going for, just to put that out into the universe. They're practically twins. I couldn't be more vanilla. They are like Nilla wafers at this point. But my tastes are diverse, but I want them at the same time. And then finally, Academy Award nominee Coleman Domingo, one of the best men of the night. Like he wore an outfit that
he always
want to see at the Met Gala. He always does. Thank you for saying that, Chris, because he really does always deliver. He did at the Oscars too.
Yeah.
He was my top dressed guy. For sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like agreeing with an actual stylist.
Yeah. You're like, oh, that's right. Can we talk about every gay couple there that was there together wearing black and white?
Yeah.
Like one in black, one in white. It's like, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
What garden is this? You know what I mean? What reawakening is this?
Like, this is your time to look like absolute, like, faggotry at a level that's not even, we've never just seen before.
And they don't do
like,
it.
I'm wearing black and you're wearing white. It's like, wow, that's but not to quote her, The Devil Wears Prada, but like groundbreaking. You know what I mean?
You're speaking of Ben Platt and, I can't think of his partner's name.
I don't. Yeah, and then also
Mark Jacobs and his partner did the same.
Yes,
thing.
And then also Sam Smith and whoever Sam Smith
Christian
was.
Cowan, same thing.
All the same thing. Like you thought you were winning with this one. Like it was disappointing.
I thought Sam himself looked great, like better than I've seen him in. I love him with like a full beard like that, and sort of where he's sort of settled physically, and but he looked great to me individually. I didn't like him with his partner.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like meh.
It was hard for him and Christian to wear the same outfit because I think Christian slayed the outfit a lot harder.
Oh,
and
sure.
so it's like they're wearing the exact same. Totally. And they have the
Yeah.
exact same outfit on. So it's like a little unfair to do that with your
that's
partner.
hard.
Like even Queen Latifah and her partner did something very similar. And I just was like,
Oh, I didn't see
like,
them. I'll have to look them up.
it was very matchy. They're both wearing just like these capes, but the capes didn't go with the dress that was underneath. I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, it was
But much love to Queen Latifah. She's a queen.
Yeah, we love her.
She
Oh,
is.
what are you talking about? We love her. We love her. But yeah, it was
you know who I
strange.
surprisingly loved, and this will surprise you, Chris.
Okay.
I thought that Willow and Jaden Smith, I liked their outfits.
Yeah, I did too. This theme, it made no sense for the theme, but they looked
Made
good.
no sense.
Yeah, with the little heels and the stockings, I was like, oh yeah, that's like
It was
90s,
giving me Liza with a
90s
Z.
supermodel.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
giving me a lot of things.
Liza with the Z. Yes,
It was giving me a lot of things. I thought she killed it. I really did.
Yeah, and you know what? Lil Nas X underwhelmed.
Oh,
Underwhelmed a little bit, kind of. I'm not gonna like. It was good, but like I'm expecting like Jack and the Beanstalk to be coming through or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it.
well, because last year or the year before, he just showed up naked. Remember, like spray painted. So
Yeah.
and it was great. It was great.
I love Lil Nas X.
I feel like
I
Lil
truly do.
Nas X boxed himself in. He's in a really
Yeah.
weird spot if you're his stylist because he's done camp for so long and he's kind of at the age where he's outgrowing just doing camp. Like it's giving me like the Lady Gaga complex. Lady Gaga hit this point where she's like, fuck, I can't do camp anymore. I have to
Like I've
mature.
gotten too
I have to
Yeah, what else can I do? Yeah, I've done it all. Yeah, I can't.
went down the rabbit hole. And so now I'm like, he needs like a rebrand of a bit, and it needs to be mature and it needs to be sexy. He needs to like sit down with his team and do a little rebrand. Because last night I was like, okay, we've kind of seen this. We've done it. You need to grow up. Like we need more.
And he has such a good one. His body is like out of control. He has like that
Insane.
tight, muscular. It's his body is like what every gay man that's my age like wishes their body.
It's the prototype. Yeah,
no, like for real. He's so beautiful, and he like could wear anything, and he can do such cool stuff. It's like, how do you take that and make it like he could be the Zendaya, in my opinion, of men. Like where he gets on a red carpet and everyone is blown out of the water completely in every way, and he like doesn't. Instead, he's like being an idiot about stuff. You know.
Sarah Paulson, I want to give a mention to, honorable mention as one of the worst of the night, because I just couldn't. Her dress, the moment I saw it, it looks like one of the signs that my neighbor's hangs in the laundry room that says, hey, I will cat sit for you. And then you tear a piece off with their phone number on it so you can bring it home. That was what her dress looked like. It looked like that piece of paper that I could tear a phone number off of it and bring it home. Very disappointed. Lizzo.
I think it was Prada, right? Prada that made
know.
Sarah Paulson's. Even they make mistakes, you know.
Which is just like the Countess. Even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes.
How dare you, Charlotte?
Lizzo dressed as what? Was that a gravy boat? A water pitcher? What the fuck was going on?
And
there?
like, I will say, in my opinion, on theme, giving drama in the sense of unconventional outfit that you wouldn't see anywhere else.
Sure.
However, Hassan was like, she looks like Lumiere in the Broadway production of and I was like, absolutely 100%.
The color was so unflattering. You could just see every lump and bump and nook and cranny. And it's just like,
and not even that, but just like, it just wasn't that great. Like on paper, did it fit what you were supposed to wear? Yes. But it was like a corset headdress.
There was a moment when you looked at it where I was like, I thought it was like derivative of that Ellie Saab dress that Halle Berry won when she won Best Actress. It sort of looked like an evolution of that. And then I looked at it, I said, oh, this is not
no.
That. It's just
and with
the same
tweaks, and with tweaks, it could have been really amazing. Like I actually really thought she could do it really well.
Headgear
and it was weird. It was strange. And like not in a fun way. Like it didn't, I don't know.
My last one, who is on the winner's list, who didn't know what the theme was, but he's an it boy and he looked so hot in this. And this is the body I wish I had. Is Andrew Scott. A simple black sleeveless with that giant gold chain. I mean, that's it.
This is like what you want. Yeah,
that's me. That's me. Like that's ideal Dominic wardrobe.
This is you in your mind. Yes,
that is me. That's what I look like. That's why I don't have a mirror by my front door, because I look like that in my head every time I leave the house.
Everyone is.
And then I see my reflection in the subway doors, and it all comes crashing down, doesn't it? Because I don't look like Andrew Scott. He's beautiful in that outfit. I mean, if I could get my arms to look even half like that, I'd wear that to church, to bed, to work, everywhere.
You know who looks so fucking boringest outfit, normal black tuxedo. Literally, it doesn't have any mention.
Are you going to say Jude Law?
Jude Law looks so good.
I knew you were going to say he looks
so, because there's pictures of them together. I'm like, he's still so fucking hot. It's like not even. It's not even fair. Honestly.
You can't. He's someone you could destroy his face and he'd wake up from it and look even more beautiful than before. You could hit him with a hammer.
He looked so fucking good. Wow. Where was Lenny?
We've had enough of him. Don't say his name again.
Where was
he? Pop up. Hello. I'm at the Met Gala.
Where was he? Why was he not with Gigi Hadid?
He's taking a break.
We know why, because they're not actually dating. Bradley Cooper's who we're talking about, Charlotte, if you don't understand.
Of course. I know. No, I knew right away.
But like, where is he? That's all.
Are they dating?
I don't think so. I think for publicity they are. I don't think they're actually.
Yeah, something's not.
Like they're dating as much as anyone who is. Yeah. Like they're dating as much as anyone as famous as them is actually dating anyone.
But Irina Shayk, speaking of Lenny, Irina Shayk was there last night and was, beautiful. I thought she was beautiful.
I mean, she's not a supermodel for no reason. Like she looked so
gorgeous.
Fucking good and was like, you fucking dumb gay idiot.
There were a lot of hit or miss metallics last night. She looked really good. And look, Chris, I know she's your goddess. But
I know. I said hottest baked potato you've ever seen in your life.
Michelle Yeoh. They should change it. It should be Michelle Yeoh. No, last night. Absolutely.
No, it was bad. No. It was bad. I know. It was bad. She's my girl, but no, she looked like a hot baked potato, and I was into it.
It was great. It was very Jiffy Pop.
And then her and Serena Williams, they took pictures together, and it was like gold and silver, and they like took all these photos together, and I was like, oh my God, no, what is this?
Stop, girls. Another color thing that I noticed a lot outside of the metallic is obviously that everyone was like kind of in sad beige. Everyone was in beige. It felt very beige.
Yep.
There was really no color on this red carpet.
No.
I couldn't figure, other than like Shakira, who showed up to her prom. But like,
It was not good.
Or quinceañera,
she never wins. She never wins it with the
That's not her thing. It's really not her thing.
She doesn't.
It's
She
not
never
her
does.
thing. Yeah.
No. Yeah, a lot of beige. And like the Sands of Time dress was good with that Tyla girl. But like everyone else, I was like, other than Mindy Kaling, I was like, boring.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
If you just were told to dress in floral and garden, wouldn't you think of color? Isn't that the first thing you would serve as a little color?
This is something I think is that some people were like, everyone's going to be in florals, so I need to be something different. And then like no one wore florals. Like, you know what I mean? Like there was so many people that didn't like, it was so less Garden of Time. And so many people had like clock things on there. And I was like, no, guys, like, it was just so,
Because they were all hearing Meryl Streep say it. They were florals for spring. Groundbreaking. They were just afraid to do it.
Yes, I think that was a big thing that And you know what? I have to just say this because I texted Hassan this years ago and I said, if you don't think that Heavenly Bodies is not the theme of our wedding, you are not, like, you're on absolute drugs. Nothing will ever compare to how great that fucking year was. Nothing.
It was the best.
Give me some main outfits from it because I can't remember.
Lana Del Rey and Joie himself, Jared Leto, were like absolute stunners. Zendaya was dressed as Joan of Arc. Rihanna was dressed as a slutty pope. It was
yes, I got it. What was the year that Lena Waithe wore that Carolina Herrera giant gay pride flag?
I think it was that year.
That I want to get my hands on someday. I'm sure she's like a foot
that's
taller
Dominic
than me.
at rest. That's Dominic at rest. Yeah, I'm just you don't own something like the Amazon version of that.
Christopher, make sure I'm buried in that. Do whatever you need to get me wrapped in that and burned.
At eternal rest. Oh God.
Oh my God. This has been so much fun. I wish the Met Gala was every day so we could just show
Me too.
trash people's outfits.
Charlotte Rose Coleman, Stylist to the Stars. Any final thoughts, parting words? How do you feel? What's up?
I think my parting words are, I'm excited to see the rebrand next year of the Met Gala. I feel like there's going to be a big shift into next year. I think
hard course correction.
Hard shift. And I think that is going to be what we'll all be waiting on because this year, it happened. It happened. And it felt tone deaf, like you said at the beginning, Dominic, a little tone deaf. So hopefully next year, better spirits, better themes. Let's hope.
Yeah. And even think like, you were like, what was there at Heavenly Bodies? And I was like, these 4 people immediately right away. And you were like, oh yes, absolutely. I'm back there in that moment. Like, I can't say that about one person, maybe Demi Moore. But other than that, there's not one other person I can say, remember Garden in Time or whatever the fuck? Like, right.
And just so you know, Chris, that was the #1 Met Gala exhibit, like of the most people attended ever was Heavenly Bodies, the actual exhibit.
Only one I've ever seen. And when I tell you I have goosebumps just thinking about the jewels that they had in the basement that were like on display, taken from the Vatican. Like it was like crowns that were priceless because the amount of diamonds on them were like, it's priceless. You're basically like looking at the Mona Lisa. Like there is no value this could ever have. Like it was exquisite. Yeah.
Maybe we'll take a field trip, Christopher.
I think we might need to. We might need
I think
to.
you should.
You might need to. Well, you're going to come too.
Yeah, Charlie, you should come with us.
Yes.
I would love to.
So when I'm pointing at things and I say, what's that? You can actually answer me instead of Chris making
we
it up.
actually need you to come with us because we're 2 idiots and have no idea what we're talking about. Charlotte Rose Coleman, Stylist to the Stars. Thank you so much for being here. Tell everyone where they can find you online.
They can find me on Instagram at Charlotte Rose Coleman. And you can always look up my work on my website, my full name as well. You know, you have to do it by your full name. That's the only way to be real.
Of course.
I don't even greet her as Charlotte Coleman or Charlotte. I go Charlotte Rose Coleman, Stylist
You've
To The
been
Stars.
saying that all week, actually, now that I recall. You've been saying we're meeting Charlotte Rose Coleman at noon.
Yeah.
You really did say that.
Stylist to the
100%.
Stars.
Yes.
Well, you know, that's my calling
That's part
card
of her
now.
full name.
It is your calling card, Wing.
It
and it
should
will
be.
be. Oh, don't you worry. When a certain show comes out that Charlotte and I have been working on, there's going to be a lot of really stupid videos of me on a phone screaming at people pretending to be her assistant. Don't worry.
I would take him as my assistant any day of the week.
Oh, I was trying to jump departments. I'm like, I think I'm in the wardrobe department now, guys. And my boss was like, I will fucking murder you.
You're the next Joan Rivers.
Charlotte, thank you so much for being here. Dominic, where can people find you?
The website's domentary.com. My socials are at Dominic Pupa or at Fixing Famous People. And you can buy tickets to my Pride show, We Get It, You're Gay, at the Cutting Room. You can buy those tickets on the website or go to the link tree in my Instagram bio. The show is June 29th here in New York City. Christopher, where can our listeners find you on the internet?
They can find me at the Chris DeRosa. You can find the show at Fixing Famous People, and you can find the Patreon at patreon.com/Fixing Famous People. And we just put up our Invincibles episode.
Ooh, it's a good one.
Basically the sister companion to the Unfixables. So go there and listen now. I wish you both well. And as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.